Hello crafters, this is Brett Lund with One Crafty Guy, and today I am making I call this a moving image card. So it goes from left to right and covers up the image there, shows another image there. It's kind of a fun card, I really enjoy it, and it's super easy and requires just a few pieces of paper. So if you're ready for it, let's go forward. What you want to do, this is going to be my example with my drawings on it. You want to have a piece of paper 5 1/4 by 8 1/2, and then you also want to have a piece of paper 4 1/2 by 3 7/8, and then one other piece of paper 2 3/8 by 3 5/8. Okay, so let's set these two off to the side. And what I have done is first of all, you want to score your piece of paper at 4 inches and at 8 inches. If you notice, I've scored that. And we fold on the score marks. Okay. And then what we're going to do, and I'll show you on this piece of paper first, and then I'll do it. We're going to measure all the way over to 4 3/4. So you measure, once you've gotten to 4 3/4, you're going to measure 3/4 inches in, and you're going to go from 3/4 all the way down to 4 1/2 inches. Now if you notice, it doesn't cut all the way through. So basically what we're doing is we're cutting a line in this section right here. Okay? Then what you want to do is scoot your paper down to 7 1/4 inch, and you're going to do the same thing. So measure in 3/4 and then go from 3/4 down all the way to 4 1/2. So when all is said and done, you will have two pieces that are cut out. Okay? So that's what this piece looks like. Okay? So that's where we're at right now. Then what you want to do is you want to take this smaller red piece of paper, and what we're going to do is this is what your image is going to cover. So it goes that way. So what we want to do is there are two ways of doing this. You can either glue this on now, or we can glue it on a little bit later when it's covered. It's easier, I have found, to glue it on now. So let's go ahead and glue this little guy on. And with this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to glue it, and I don't know if you guys can see that, you want to glue it in the middle of these two slits. Okay? So there we go. Now, if you want to stamp something on this, or in this case, I did some heat embossing, okay, you would want to do that right now. Okay, just remember that you're going to have half of your image covered up at once, and then the other half will be covered up the other time. So take that into consideration when you do your stamping. So once your stamping is all done, now go ahead and set this off to the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our piece of paper, our 2 3/8, our 4 1/2 by 3 7/8. And what you want to do is you're going to take your piece of paper and you're going to line it up so the larger edge, let's go into the frame, there we go. So the larger edge, so the 4 1/2 inch edge is going horizontal, and you're going to line it up, something's on there, and you're going to slide your piece of paper down to the 2 1/2 inches. Okay, so notice I go down to 2 1/2 inches, and then what you're going to do is you're going to measure, and you're going to cut all the way down to 3 1/4. Okay. Okay. So we've cut 3 1/4. Send this back out to the side. So this is basically what we've done. Now, what we want to do now is we're going to take your card, and we're going to take this guy, and you're going to slide it over there, and you slide it into the back. See, basically now what we've done is we've created this sliding mechanism. Turn your card over, okay, and if you notice, the card right here is still open. Okay, so what you can do right there is you can take some tape. What I like to do is I just take a piece of scratch paper, I put a piece of score tape on there, and then I just cut myself a little scrap to go over that, and that's going to be kind of like my tape. Now you can use also Scotch tape on this. Basically what you're doing is you're just taping the edge so it doesn't come up, so it doesn't open up. Okay, go ahead and fold on your score lines. Okay, and then the last thing before you seal it, you want to go ahead and punch out your hole. Punch out a quarter. Now once again, you want to make sure that we're going to seal this part. So we're going to use some score tape. Okay, and this we're going to glue directly onto the project, onto the back side. Okay, so basically now what we've done is we've created the sliding mechanism. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our image and we're going to slide our image. Now I have made this card proportional so you can actually fit it in an A2 size envelope. So you want to make sure that if you decide to have it coming over the edge, that it doesn't go any over the far edge. So okay, and then what I've also done is I have then cut some images, and I have put pop dots on the back side of them. We're going to pop all this up. Okay, and there we go. So you have your sliding image card, and the great thing about this is this card is actually cut 1/8 of an inch less than your standard card base. So like on my example, what I did is I glued it onto a card base, and then that way you could go ahead and if you want to put something right here, you could want to put something there, or even open your card up and put something in there. Or if you just want to leave it like that, it's a standalone card of itself. So there you go. Now kits for this as well as 3 other cards can be found on my website, www.1craftyguy.com, and they're $8 for the kits, and you can get 4 cards plus a DVD and instructions on how to make these fun interactive cards. So hope to see you there, and until next time, happy crafting.